Everyone, welcome to the show. So 37-year-old former West Virginia state lawmaker Derrick Evans had pleaded guilty to the felony crime of civil disorder. This was a while back. He was sentenced to 3 months in prison for what he did on January 6th. You guys will probably remember the name, probably remember the face. As with most January 6 convicts, though, Evans feigned his remorse in order to get a lighter sentence. He told the judge that he felt regret daily. He just, didn't know how he got sucked into all of this. And of course, he boo-hooed about his family, having to be away from them. As I always say, if they actually cared about their family, they would have been home with them. Their asses would have been home instead of in DC on January 6th. So anyway, it was obvious Evans wasn't truly remorseful because he started writing a total victimhood book immediately. This was right after his sentencing. In fact, the day after he was sentenced, he gave a radio interview and he told the audience that he was, quote, never going to have regrets when it comes to standing up and doing what's right. Well, Evans continues to refer to himself as a political prisoner, and he told the media he wanted to write the book because he felt that he had been, quote, slandered, and he wanted to share his story with the world. Then, on January 6th of this year, so the 2-year anniversary of the attack on the Capitol, the insurrection that he took part in, Evans announced he was running for Congress. I'm not sure how he can do that, given his conviction for a felony related to January 6th. You guys might recall there was a New Mexico official who was booted because of his involvement in the Capitol attack and his conviction. And then the court ruled he was ineligible to run for office. So I guess we'll see what happens with Evans. But in the meantime, Evans seems hell-bent on making things worse for himself and just proving over and over again that he's not a man of his word. On Christmas Day, Evans tweeted out a picture of a Christmas tree. There was a close-up of this tree, which you can see on your screen here. It has some very interesting ornaments. For people listening on the podcast, I'll explain what's on the screen right now. There is a Donald Trump ornament, of course, it's waving. And then there are ornaments of President Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Dr. Fauci. At least I think it's Dr. Fauci. All of those ornaments are hanging by a noose that's wrapped around their necks. So Evans tweeted that out and he just wrote Merry Christmas with it. So the backlash must have been really severe because he immediately deleted that post and then he wrote in part, quote, not my tree, not my ornaments, not in good taste, not a call for violence. I shouldn't have used a day to celebrate the birth of Jesus for anything political. Then Evans posts a follow-up and he writes, quote, I've been very clear that I do not support violence. But earlier in the day, he was posting about the, quote, illegitimate Biden regime. And he wrote, quote, Trump won. So he's still pushing these ridiculous ideas, these ridiculous conspiracy theories that are perpetuating violence, that are causing people to become violent. I just wonder what it's like to live in a fantasy world. Anyway, it is scary to think that this guy who is so out of touch with reality, someone who clearly lied to a judge about his remorse, he could become a member of Congress. But then again, I was thinking about it and I'm like, well, it pretty much sums up the entire Republican Party at this point. So yeah, he's just, going to add to the mix. Just one more. Anyway, yeah. Doesn't want to incite violence, doesn't agree with violence, but posts photos of Democrats and other people associated with the Democratic Party hanging by nooses. I do not think it means what you think it means. All right. Anyway, I will let you know if I hear any more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Truly helps to keep the show going. I greatly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.